CTV News headquarters in Agincourt. You're watching Toronto's breaking news, CP24. Hello, I'm Nick Dixon, and welcome to the Great Debate here on CP24. But this is about redemption, a second chance for some of our most popular past debaters to get the win and, most importantly, get their revenge. Now, as always, Great Debate is being aired, of course, right here on CP24 and across our digital streaming sites. So the rules are pretty simple here. We've chosen a random topic for our guests to debate. In segment 1, each guest will argue their side of the topic, and then in segment 2, each guest will refute the other's opinions. When both debaters are finished, our in-studio panel will make their decision on who won and who moves on to the next round. Now, we spoke to our contestants earlier about coming back for more. Take a listen.
Matt Cause, count your days, brother, because you know what? You're fixing to lose. I don't know if you know this, but I'm a lady of many talents, and I am ready to rock this round. Watch out.
Matt Cause here in the winter market, and in the Christmas spirit, I say to the judges, less Scrooge and more votes. The topic, should naps be allowed at work? I'm going to put the rest who the best debater is.
So as always, our in-studio panel, now wearing matching T-shirts, Farah, Natalia, and Charlie, are carefully watching all the action. And yeah, those fancy Great Debate shirts, nicely bedazzled. Now, every episode will feature 2 rounds of debates. Each bracket will debate twice, and then at the end of the debates, a winner will be determined by our 3-person panel. With each debate, the brackets will then, of course, be whittled down until there is just one champion. So here's a look at today's matchup. Let's meet our debaters. She is the nicest person in the newsroom. She told me to say that, but was forced to defend supervillains in season 2, none of the CTVs and sometimes CP24's Jessica Smith. And he argued that cats are better than dogs in season 1, and frankly, did not stand a chance arguing for cats. But, here he is, TSN Radio's Matt Cause. Great to see you back. Great to have both of you back here. So here's the topic for round 1. Research from the National Sleep Foundation suggests that lack of sleep can have a negative impact on emotion. So could naps of 20 to 30 minutes make for a more productive workforce and have a positive impact on mood, concentration, and attention? Well, South Korea, Japan, China, Spain, and Italy are all countries that have adopted the practice. So, naps at work, yay or nay? Jess, you are arguing yay to naps at work, so take it away. You've got 2 minutes.
So realistically, we're all working more hours, right? Depending on if you're working shift work, you're working in television. I've been up today since before the sun. And the thing is, we know that there is science behind the benefits of napping. Can I call up my first board? I have a board about refresh. So the length of nap really does make a difference. So 15 to 20 minutes, a quick refresh benefits and increases alertness, performance for a few hours. Depending on what your shift is, depending on what you're doing, you're gonna need that rest. The tip is to set an alarm. Second board is for the deep sleep benefits. If you have a little more time, say you have an hour-long lunch, you wanna get into that kind of restful time, you've got the benefits of a full kind of sleep cycle, improving and gaining a deeper rest and allowing you for more energy later on in the afternoon. According to the CDC, the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health, there are great benefits to kind of giving yourself that break and that reset. We all know life be life and things get hard. Matt probably doesn't understand that, but I do. I get you guys. I understand. And it comes down to being rested. I'm going to go even to men's health. This one's for all y'all, because you guys get men flu. It's a little bit different. You get a little bit sicker longer. You're way worse. Those naps are very, very beneficial, according to German neuroscientists. It is beneficial to nap, especially when you're coming into kind of this stretch of year where, you know, the days are a little bit shorter. It's dark all the time. Even when you have sunshine, it's dark all the time. Napping is good for your health. When it comes to napping at work, even better to have a great and productive afternoon.
All right, Jess has stated her case very much in favor of the nap at work, but Matt, you are arguing nay, no naps at work. Please state your case.
I'm very anti-nap. By the way, I didn't know we could have boards, but I guess it's like a comedian that uses props. They don't have great material, so they got to rely on other stuff. First thing I'll do, the B-roll you guys showed of the person napping. Do you want to work at a place where someone's got their forehead on the desk? How creepy is that? But there's a lot of different reasons. One, it's not about a 20 or 30-minute nap. You're groggy afterwards. There's another 20 minutes. You can't do any sort of work at all. So in terms of productivity, I'm going to give you a big ding right there. Second, let's talk about resentment. I'm going to do this twofold. Let's say you're a new parent and your partner calls and says, oh, how was your day at work? Napping. While they're at home dealing with diapers and screaming children. Your partner's not going to like you. Also, what about at the workplace? Not everyone can nap at the workplace. Some people, they can't nap. So someone else is doing the hard work at the company while Steve over there is catching some Z's. I don't want that. I mean, we'll get into a little bit later the nap room. That would be an HR nightmare. I mean, my God. Also, would anyone have any respect for, Vicky, who's a VP of sales, when she's napping at work and she's got like drool coming down the side of her
20
mouth?
seconds.
That would be absolutely disgusting. And then finally, do you want to work for a company where it's pro-nap? To me, that's not a serious company. Let's say I've got to buy a pacemaker. There's two companies. One that's all about being alert, one that's not. I'm taking the alert one.
All right, Mad Cause does not want you catching any Z's at work. Okay, that was a fiery start to this debate. The panel, of course, they're the ones they're selling this to. They're tallying up the points that each contestant has accumulated. We've got, of course, one round to go before they determine who's won this one. Looks like they might be ready for a little bit of nap. But Charlie looks like he's really trying to stay energized.
Nap.
Again, you are watching CP24 is the Great Debate Redemption round. We've got round 2, the rebuttals. Those are coming up next. Stick around. All right. All right, this is CB24 is the Great Debate Redemption, and this is round 2. Our rebuttal's happening now. Thanks for being back here. This is a chance for past debaters to make a second good or first impression, however you want to look at it. In round 2, each guest will refute the other's opinions, and then at the end of our 5-minute kind of free-for-all round, our judges will decide who is the winner. So let's begin segment 2 here. This is the rebuttal. A reminder, the topic here right now, naps at work, yay or nay. Jess is arguing yes for naps. Matt says no. You have 5 minutes. Matt, you get to kick things off.
Yeah.
So go ahead. Let's hear it.
Yeah, I did a little research as well. There was a study done in Britain a couple of years ago, 86,000 participants, and it found that napping at work can actually be dangerous for older men because what it does is it impacts their ability to sleep at night. So then when that's getting impacted, that actually impacts the mortality rate of older men. So the men's health thing is a little bit shady. But let's get to the bigger topic here, a slippery slope. Because now we're allowing naps at work. Now you're making it so that work is home. What's next? You're going to bring your salmon in and microwave it at work? Suddenly there's a poster, Beverly Hills 90210, in the
What
in the
decade
media room?
are you talking about? First of all, if you want to have a nap at work, you absolutely can. And it depends on where you're going. You fly in a plane, you're napping sitting straight up anyways.
Yeah.
And we're not talking about being face down at your desk, but I get a bit of a prop here. Thank you so much.
And another prop.
But like if you wanted to have a little rest, you could. Again, it's setting an alarm. There are so many spaces, especially in this building here at CTV, where you have some rooms.
By the way, speaking of this place,
and you can have a bit of a rest.
I didn't see anyone napping here. There's a lot of very talented people at CP24, at CTV, and there's no napping. Guess what? They do a great show. I saw Nick Dixon on at 6 o'clock this morning dealing with traffic issues on Cherry Street.
Yeah.
No nap from him. He did his job. I don't remember, Lloyd. I don't remember any of the famous CTV people over the days napping. Do you remember?
Because it wasn't out loud.
Napping?
Yes, I do. I want to tell you, I've had a nap at work.
Yeah.
I've had a nap at work. Anyone else suffer from migraines? Anyone else? Yeah, thank you. So there was a day that I thought my brain was coming out my eyeballs. And you know what I did? Reach out to my friends here at work. And I said, I want to take a little bit of a 10-minute nap to reset my brain so it doesn't come out my eyeballs. And you know what I did? I found a little room. There's a little room here. It has a couch in it. Set my little alarm. I have my little sleep podcast in. I slept. 20 minutes later, woke up, refreshed. My brain no longer coming out of my eyes. And it's set. In Japan.
Lloyd Robertson never once took a nap. Lloyd Robertson talked about the Berlin Wall coming down, and he did that nap-free. Also, have you been to some of the rooms here?
Yeah.
It's going to be disgusting. It's going to be dirty. It's going to be so dirty here.
Are you going face down, taking a nap? Are you like raw?
You don't know what's going to happen when you fall asleep.
It?
You could say you fall asleep like Sleeping Beauty with a bunch of birds on a blanket on you.
Can you hold that for a second?
Wait, are you describing how one takes a nap?
Here?
I mean, we physically know what this is like.
You're not going face down on a rando pillow. You're going to go like this.
Yeah,
very, very.
And I'm walking by and I see you doing that, and that's going to be strange. And also,
but I'm not doing it out loud. Why would I be? I'm not going to be like.
If you're going to snore. Wait a minute. Are you one of these people that says I never snore, and then your partner's like, check in on you at 3 in the morning? Imagine in a nap room, the smells, the
if
noises.
I choose to snore, I will. But I'm not napping out in the front lobby. I'm going to pick a nice quiet space, set my little 10-minute alarm, and do my thing. Again, it's not to sleep; it's just to refresh your brain. And in Japan, we talked about this study earlier. People do nap. It is called, and hopefully I'm saying this right, inumuri, and it's encouraged there because again, shifts are long. the luxury of having that extra time isn't always there. If you want to have a little bit of a rest, again, if you go past that 1 hour mark, then it can affect your health. Obviously, you go past REM sleep, but we're not talking about going for an 8-hour snooze on the job. Do you have a lunch break?
What?
You have a lunch break?
No, I don't have a lunch break.
Then you should talk to your manager.
Lunch
but
is
if you
for
have
the
a
week.
Lunch break,
It's basically
now
a bunch of people with their bedazzled pillows everywhere. You sleep when you get home, and you take those naps during the day. You're not going to be able to sleep at 9 o'clock at night, and that can hurt your health as well.
Babe, that sounds like a you problem. I'm talking about one of those things where you just get that little bit of 15 minutes
Hit
in.
the bell.
And you're
Hit the bell. We know how you nap.
Okay, well, the bell, that might be one way to wake up from a nap. Okay, Jess, Matt, really duking it out over naps. That was pretty remarkable stuff. Okay, I enjoyed that. You're thinking about 10 minutes. I can't fall asleep in 10 minutes. That'd be my issue. Anyway, however, here's the deal. Jess and Matt, excellent revenge redemption round match. There are the judges panel right now.
No.
Our judges look like they've made a decision. This is not looking very good.
I hate you judges. But I got one vote. Thank you for the middle person.
But Jess has won this round of the great debate. Oh, wake up, Jess. I'm trying to shake your hand. All right, good job. Hey, Matt, good job as well. Very nice. All right, so there we go. Jess Smith, the greater debater. In this one, she moves on to the semifinals.
Careful, that one.
This is the great debate. Jess is going to catch up on a quick nap right now, but don't go anywhere. The great debate redemption continues. 2 guests looking for revenge and an exciting topic to battle over as well. We're back right after this here on CP24. All right, hello, I'm Nick Dixon, and welcome back to CP24's The Great Debate Redemption, because we here at CP24 believe that grace is the art of giving second chances. So congrats to Jess Smith, who moments ago won her match against Matt Kosh. She's on to our semi-finals. So again, the reminder of the rules of this game, quite simple. We've chosen a random topic for our guests to debate. In segment 1, each guest will argue their side of the topic. And then in segment 2, each guest will refute the other's opinions. When both debaters are finished, our in-studio panel will then make their decision on who won and who moves on to the next round. Now, we spoke to Lisa Morales earlier about her chance at redemption. Take a listen.
Oh, funny how last time on The Great Debate, I was considered illiterate, huh? Well, look at me getting through all these books. You know what, Roger Peterson? I'm wearing gold for a reason. That's because this one's going to be a winner. I'm coming for you.
This season, we're also introducing a really special twist. In honor of BNN Bloomberg moving to Agincourt, we're introducing a wildcard player into this bracket. He's a veteran Canadian media professional with more than 3 decades of experience in television and radio, and it's none other than Roger Peterson. Okay, so those are the contestants. Now, what about these 3 very important people? Our in-studio panel carefully watching all of the action. Farah, Natalia, Charlie. They will be watching. They've got their paddles in hand. They are ready to cast their votes. Of course, every episode features 2 rounds of debates. Each bracket debates twice, and at the end of the debates, a winner will be determined by that 3-person panel. With each debate, the brackets get whittled down, of course, until there is just one champion. So here is a look at our next matchup. It is. She was the target of insults when she went up against great debate champ Adjoa a few months ago, but the wounds have healed. The friendship is back on. So Lisa Morales, CP24's traffic specialist, is back for more flexing and fisting. That's good. Fist bumping anyway. He is our wild card. He's out to prove that he doesn't need a warm-up to get the big win. We're talking none other than BNN Bloomberg's Roger Peterson. I liked your knuckle crack there.
I think I broke something, though.
You might have. Okay, so let's begin round 1 of this debate, and here is the topic. There are musicians who have become actors like Lady Gaga, Will Smith, and Frank Sinatra, and many actors have also made the leap into music. Jared Leto, Kevin Bacon, Keanu Reeves have all released, well, let's be honest, mediocre studio albums. But sometimes there are people that have definitive careers in both, like Miley Cyrus, Harry Connick Jr., and Cher. So this brings up a very interesting argument. What's better, being a lead actor or a lead singer? So, Lisa, in your redemption round, you are arguing for lead actor as being better. You got 2 minutes to state your case.
Am I Lisa, or am I putting on a facade? Here's the thing. You talk about Roger having 30 years of broadcast experience. Just a short few under you, Roger. But what you might not know about me, here's the thing. You might have a disadvantage here. I actually was a Claude Watson drama major graduate. So before my time in radio and television,
what is that?
I was here to be an actor. And if I may quote William Shakespeare himself, acting is not about about being famous. It's about exploring the human soul. Do you even have one, Roger? We'll get to that in a second. Depending on what you are acting in, here's the deal. You usually get to navigate the roles you wish to convey. Obviously, you have an agent. An agent is going to peg you for a role that they deem you would be good at. Sure, I dream of, playing a role of a filthy rich housewife and, drowning in diamonds and brand names. But at the end of the day, I could take off my blingy, bedazzled whatever it is that I'm wearing and, throw away all the paper money that I'm portraying. And I could still be the Limo that everybody knows, the humble little Limo that I am on a daily basis. The other thing is, here's the deal. As a lead actor, you have a wide variety of mediums that you can act in. It's not just film. It is television. It is Broadway. You even got commercials. So, yeah, you get to be an actor. You get to be a singer if you want to be, but you are an actor. And might I add, from a financial perspective, if you do the commercials, you get residuals. So there's a good paycheck that you're going to get. Look, I was a Pampers baby in a commercial. I was getting residuals for a long time. Maybe not anymore, but here I am today. Let's talk about feeding off the energy of your co-stars. Your co-stars give you the energy to be that lead actor, to be that main role that people are looking for in whatever it is that you're portraying. And you don't need to rely on just your voice to be a lead actor. You can just act. And we've seen it. You look at the movie Castaway, right? Tom Hanks. Well said! He hardly spoke. Sometimes it was him not speaking. Anyway,
okay.
That's my case.
Very passionate address for lead actor indeed. But Roger Peterson, you are arguing for the lead singer as being better. So state your case.
I just want to point out, Lisa, that was wonderful acting, trying to sell actors as the one you want to be. Very, very well done. I almost bought it. But then I thought, that sounded a lot like a therapy session. Let's talk about the real talent, musicians, rock stars. You want to be a rock star because you talk about you get to work with these other people and they help bring out your thing. When you're on stage alone and you're looking out at that crowd and you're bringing that crowd to life, you are doing it and you're drawing them in and you're letting them feel something and share it with you. That is an incredibly intimate moment. What about the songs they write, the rock stars, the songs they write? How many people remember, oh, I remember that movie? No, they don't. They remember a song. They remember a time. They remember a place. Epic, Faith No More. Don't ask about it, but I'll explain it later. That is the incredible thing, that connection that happens. It's one-on-one between a musician and the person listening, and that person gets to interpret what that song is. Oh my God, I'm tearing up about this. I think I'm acting right now. And just think about all the things they write about. And
30 seconds.
They write about different things that you've experienced and what you felt. And also, you'll be remembered. Name me an actor from the 1700s. How about Bach as a musician, Beethoven as a musician, Handel? We remember all these incredible musicians. They will live on because of that incredible connection they've made with us. And finally, in the immortal words of the great philosopher Nickelback, because we all want to be big rock stars.
Okay, finishing with a Nickelback quote. Okay, so Roger Peterson bringing it, very passionately arguing for the lead singer. So that was quite a kickoff to this debate here. Time's up, of course, for this portion, but the judges, take a look at them. What do they think here? What's going through their mind right now? They're going over each point, deciding who took that round, but there is more. This is CP24's The Great Debate Redemption. We've got round two. Those rebuttals, they are going to be key. The 5-minute free-for-all is up next. All right, welcome back. I'm Nick Dixon. This is CP24's The Great Debate Redemption, where we're inviting past popular contestants and a newbie to try again because it was, of course, cheaper than hiring new people. That's why I'm here, too.
Everyone else getting paid?
Apparently. Round two has each guest refute the other's opinions. And at the end of this 5-minute free-for-all, the judges then vote for the winner. So here we go. Segment 2, the rebuttal. A reminder, if you're just tuning in, what's better? Being a lead actor or a lead singer? Lisa, you're arguing for the lead actor. Roger, you're going for the lead singer. A 5-minute free-for-all debate here. Roger, you get to kick things off.
Okay, you talked about how important it is acting and how working together. But you know what most actors, when they're doing great films about singers and musicians and artists and other actors, do you know there's more films about singers? Because those actors want to be singers. They're desperate to be those singers. Jim Morrison, Janis Joplin, The Rose, done about 48 times. They all want to be those superstar musicians. It's not about the acting. They want to be those people because you get to live an incredible life as a musician. You get to travel around the world, see people, go to different stadiums, perform for these people, and connect with them. But actors, they stay in these little boxes. I don't want to hang out and talk with a method actor. Hey, Alec, what have you been doing? Well, I haven't eaten in 5 months or had a shower.
Well, sadly, that's your
What's
portrayal of
going
an
on?
actor, because unfortunately you've never acted in your life before. But hey, I'm going to go back to what you were talking about.
Okay.
And you talk about, a singer being on stage. We're going to assume that they are solo artists, and so they're on stage with their band. What happens when that solo artist doesn't have a voice, Roger? Guess what? How many artists have we seen that have had to cancel their events because they can't sing? What happens? You got to go to whatever ticket provider is selling their tickets to be like, sorry, everyone, so-and-so is not going to be on stage because they have no voice and can't do it. Whereas if you're an actor, okay, they're not going to basically cancel the whole movie production. No, they take a couple days off, rest their voice, and then they can go and do what they got to do
let them
again.
do that, and it also becomes legendary for the people who are watching that show because they go, remember that show she didn't perform in? Her voice was gone, then she came back and put this amazing show on. It lives on.
Right.
It's
okay.
incredible. And you know what I want to point out?
What's that? Yeah, let's hear it.
Anybody can pretty much act, but you know what? There are very few people who can
anybody
be a
can
rock
act.
star.
I want to see you get
Can
on
we
stage
bring the picture up? I was a rock
memorize a
star at one point.
monologue and
Where's
recite your
where's
monologue.
my photo?
Let's see your photo.
rock
You
star
rock
this,
star, you.
There we go.
How do we know that's you? How do I know it's not a doppelganger? You know how many people think I look like Mariah Carey? Mariah Carey, I certainly am not going to hit the dolphin notes like her.
My apologies to the kids in the audience. Nobody should see that.
Whatever. I call fake news on that one. Look, we also talk about being in like this rock band and you're not the only guy and you feed off your rock. What if you aren't in a rock? No, auto-tune? Have you heard of auto-tune?
Yeah, but that's not singing.
Yeah, but you can't just go based on rock bands. There's so many other types of
Okay,
genres
we can
of
go.
music
We
that
can go
out
country,
there.
Appalachian.
Right.
We can go hip hop,
Right.
which is
Okay.
an authentic music
Okay, and how
that
do we know
lets you
that
tell
everyone's
stories.
writing their own music? If you're a young artist coming into this realm and you aren't maybe as creative as T Swizzle is, and okay, sure, she made it in her game, but maybe you haven't registered your creative flair yet. You have someone write music for you. How do we know that that's actually coming from within your soul as an 18-year-old singer?
Name me one of the best actors from the 1960s.
Oh my gosh, you can't put me on the spot like that.
Name me,
I've been up since
name me a
6:10
band
this
from the
morning.
60s.
A band from the 60s? Rush. Kiss.
Maybe the
Can
Beatles?
I step in? The Beatles?
There we go. I'm an A's
Stones,
baby,
The
for
Who.
the record.
You remember these
Right.
legendary rock stars because you connect
But you also
with
remember
them.
Okay, tell me the last time you went to a movie theater and you watched a movie. Look, we're talking Wicked now. There are people crying hysterically.
saw Sisu last week, actually. It
Okay,
was amazing.
there you go. People are hysterically crying because it invokes emotion. An actor that is able to portray an actor or role
think they're just
on
crying.
the
So
camera.
caught up.
Tell me you don't even get goosebumps when you watch them on camera.
Okay,
Whatever.
that wraps up that whole. I got so encapsulated into that I forgot about ringing the bell. All right, so that was very good.
fair.
Well sort of played, well performed. Roger, Lisa, epic battle here. Our judges. You got a tough decision to make, judges. Okay, so let's take a look. Who is the winner of this debate round?
Think of your emotions, judges.
Farah,
Come on.
pondering
Think of
Charlie.
Let's see your real
emotions.
selves. Oh, we got one for Roger, the wild
One
card,
for Roger,
whatever.
one for Lisa.
Let's
Charlie
go.
is the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
Because we
Peterson.
all want to be
Okay.
big rock stars.
That's okay.
Roger
You go rock
Peterson
on with your
in
fake hair,
his
Roger.
debut on the Great Debate.
Well, I'm not going to tell you how I feel about that one.
So-
Act it out.
Do not put me on the spot.
This is going to spill over into much more, I think. Should we invite
blood
Jess
in the
and
hallway.
Matt to come on out here? This is, of course, CB24's The Great Debate. Jess, Matt, come on in. We're going to say goodbye to everyone as we kick off the Redemption series. This has been a fun kickoff.
That was
as well.
amazing.
Congratulations.
That was
Nicely
awesome.
done.
Congrats.
You're a
Thank you.
winner in
Thank
my
you.
eyes,
Thank you.
Matt. A winner in my
Congrats. Oh my
Very good.
goodness.
Today more of a more
Matt,
exciting
well
debates
done.
and a chance
Yeah.
at Redemption.
Face
We'll
off.
have Jess, Roger, semifinals.